Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a look into the ideas from Fairy Godmother Wenty's book, Secrets of a Fairy Godmother, and some other related stuff, too.
Yeah.
Your goal, if you want to jump in with us, is really to get some genuinely useful ways to think about creating a more fulfilling life. And we're aiming to do that pretty efficiently.
Exactly. We're pulling from Winnie's 30 years as an intuitive success coach, TV, radio, news, the works. Plus, we actually have a listener's reaction to one of her articles, which was really quite heartfelt.
Yeah, it's a good mix.
Hmm.
So our mission for you, the learner, is basically to pull out those actionable bits, those insights that kind of make you go, uh-huh, and can guide you towards some positive shifts, without getting totally overwhelmed by it all.
Right.
Okay, so let's start with something really fundamental. This whole idea of our inner guidance versus, the ego.
What's really interesting right off the bat is Wenty's own journey. She talks about shifting from being this very logical business analyst.
Right, analytical.
Yeah, analytical, to really embracing intuition. She calls it working with the guys, God, and the angels. And she somehow reached this understanding that it's all connected, almost like, quantum physics talks about connections.
Huh. And that wasn't instant, was it? She mentions being a knower, even as a kid, having deja vu and just knowing things.
Yeah, and this pull towards happy people, that seems to have been a lifelong thing for her, this focus on happiness being key to making her world work.
Right, which leads to this big difference. She talks about the ego versus higher guidance.
Exactly. The ego, the way she paints it, is often that loud voice, critical, demanding, sometimes kind of angry.
The you can't, you shouldn't voice.
That's the one. It can make you feel uneasy, like in your stomach, even while it promises control.
Whereas the higher guidance is quieter, gentler.
Almost the opposite, yeah. Quiet, gentle, consistently loving, supportive. But here's the thing she points out. Many of us, maybe as we get older, get more used to the ego's noise because of old beliefs we've picked up.
So how do you tell them apart? She has a practical tip, right?
She does. Yeah. The gut check. Basically, focus on your stomach area, your solar plexus, and ask yourself a question, but frame it negatively.
Okay.
If you feel that tightening, that heaviness, that's probably the ego. But if you ask something that feels more aligned, you might get a feeling of lightness, maybe even joy.
So it's about paying attention to the body's signals. And the main point is learning to listen, then trust, and then actually act on that intuition without, overthinking it.
Right. And she admits she wasn't always like that. She used willpower, ego, but consciously deciding to trust made life feel, better,
Yeah.
more enjoyable.
So how do you build that trust? Does she talk about practices?
She does. Her morning routine is quite revealing. It starts with gratitude,
Okay.
then meditation, prayers, specifically asking for guidance, and then actually listening for that inner voice.
So stillness first.
Stillness first, then comes movement exercise, good food, and then consciously giving, serving others.
So it's like a loop. Fill yourself up, then give from that fullness, and be open to receiving back without judgment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And her go-to question all day is just, what eye's working? Focusing on the positive.
I like that.
Yeah. And zooming out a bit, she has this really cool metaphor. The big jigsaw puzzle of life.
Okay.
The idea is there's a specific piece missing in the world's puzzle, and only you can fill it. Your unique experiences, your insights. Nobody else have that exact combination.
That's actually really empowering. Like everything you've been through matters for this bigger picture.
Totally. And within that, she says everyone's kind of dancing the perfect dance for soul growth, their own and others, but always within free will.
So we're spiritual beings having a human experience.
Exactly. Integrating both parts, growing into who we really are while dealing with all the messy human stuff.
Okay, let's switch gears then. Relationships. Winnie says something pretty strong here, that life's meant to be easy, but we complicate it.
Yeah, with our minds, our beliefs. And she points to this tendency, almost an addiction to drama as a way we kind of distract ourselves from, potential joy. And the first step out is just noticing when you're doing it, when you're feeding the drama.
Because drama disconnects us from that inner source.
That's her point. Flow comes from listening and trusting inside.
And for dealing with other people, she really pushes being present, right? Let go of the old baggage.
Yeah, forget the stories you tell yourself about them.
Yeah.
See them now, because people can change, sometimes really fast.
Which links to listening properly, not just waiting to talk.
Totally. She mentions M. Scott Peck, Celestine prophecy. Listening with your whole being, heart, body, everything. tuning into what's not being said.
Without planning your comeback.
Exactly.
So what's the foundation? She quotes someone.
Robin Sargent. Dignity, respect, and love. That's the baseline. And she's really down on sarcasm bashing people. Calls it dysfunctional.
And that 3 fingers thing.
Yeah. When you're pointing a finger, judging someone, look at your hand. 1 finger points out, but 3 point back at you.
A reminder to check yourself, your own connection.
Pretty much. Is it really about them, or is something disconnected to you? Often reflects our own stuff.
Okay. So, the purpose of a partner, according to Wendy.
Claymate, friend, and biggest fan. Simple as that.
Not parent, therapist, teacher.
Nope. Love them, appreciate them, shower them with it.
And this is where she talks about the hero idea.
Yeah, making a man feel like a hero, a woman, a Haroon, or goddess. Now, this might sound a bit traditional.
Maybe a little.
But her point, I think, is about understanding what she sees as a primary drive for many men. Feeling needed, appreciated.
Which can clash with female independence sometimes.
It can. She acknowledges that, but suggests value in allowing men to step up, solve problems, be the hero in certain ways. She tells a story about a friend letting her ex-husband help and how good it made him feel.
Interesting. And for women, the key is being heard, not fixed.
That's what she emphasizes. Men often want to jump to solutions, but sometimes women just need someone to listen. Really listen. Even crying, she says, is often just venting, not a personal attack.
Right. Boundaries are important too.
Crucial. Respecting privacy, not forcing talks. She quotes Manus Friedman, "Avert your gaze. Sometimes you just need to give space."
And trying to make someone change.
Doesn't work, she says. Nagging fails. People change when they're ready, when they're sick and tired of being sick and tired.
So focus on your own non-negotiables instead.
Yeah, your bottom line. And in the relationship itself, it's about compromise, bending, flexing, finding win-win-win situations. She calls it a spiritual relationship focused on what works for the relationship.
She also mentions communication styles, nonverbal stuff for men.
Right. Something like 85% of male communication is nonverbal. So learning to read cues, appreciating presence even in silence, that's key.
And for women, having those girlfriends to vent to.
Yeah, she suggests 3 non-judgmental friends, a safe space to process. Men often process differently, maybe just by being together without much talk.
Okay. And the ego pops up again here, the I want it my way thing.
But she distinguishes between functional ego and dysfunctional. It's the rigid, dysfunctional patterns we need to notice and commit to changing.
Because ultimately, relationships are about
Soul growth. That's the primary function of life, she believes, and relationships are massive opportunities for that growth.
Got it. Okay, let's talk money. Wendy starts with energy again, right?
Yeah, fundamental principle.
Yeah.
Everything's energy flow.
Yeah.
Not good or bad in itself. The choice is always love or fear.
And she tackles those negative money beliefs head on.
Especially the misquote. Money is the root of all evil. It's the love of money.
Right, the attachment.
Exactly. She points out lots of millionaires just love the freedom money brings. And she connects it to the parable of the talents. Use what you're given, grow it, don't bury it out of fear. Judgment about money is the real problem.
So make friends with money, let go of the baggage.
Pretty much. Forgive the past stuff, open up to financial freedom. She even uses this image. If you feel blocked, are you like physically pushing money away? Resisting receiving.
Ah, interesting visual.
And life's this endless loop, giving and receiving. But you need to receive first to give genuinely. Giving just to get back feels hollow.
Okay, that leads nicely into this idea of a unique mission.
Right, back to soul growth is the main event. Discomfort often means we're resisting that expansion. And she has this, well, metaphorical idea of pre-birth planning.
Okay, like choosing our circumstances.
Sort of.
Yeah.
On a soul level, maybe choosing parents, siblings, experiences. Not for ease, but for optimal growth. Picking the best path for learning, maybe even a tricky spouse, because it serves that growth.
Wow. How do you figure out what that mission is, though?
Look back at childhood. What were you passionate about? What did you dream of doing? Often, she says, those clues connect directly to your current passions and mission.
And that mission can absolutely include making money.
Definitely. Financial reward is natural, congruent with spirituality. We need to check any guilt about earning, well, often old beliefs. Material and spiritual aren't opposites.
So pay attention if something feels too good to be true.
It might actually be true. It might be your path calling. Clear out beliefs that say you can't earn well from it.
Yeah.
Fears of success, failure, outshining parents.
That all comes from lack thinking.
From lack and fear, yeah. When abundance is always available, it's about shifting perception from scarcity, which she calls lack, to abundance. Quantum physics supports this idea of shifting perception, really.
Trust the process, then. Know you'll be provided for.
Yes, you are the power. Open to receiving, surrender, let go of trying to control everything. Having it your way can actually limit what comes. She tells a story about asking for something specific.
And got something better by staying open.
Exactly. An even better idea popped in. So clear intention, the why behind the goal, but stay flexible on the how.
Okay. Let's shift to service, the power of giving back.
Key principle here. Self-care first, then you give. Fill your own cup meditation, exercise, then serve from abundance.
And benefits are huge.
Staggering, actually. Studies show better physical health, mental well-being, emotional strength, peacefulness, all linked to community service. She recommends about 4 hours a week.
Wow. There was a story, too, about Rabbi Schneerson.
Yeah, Manis Friedman tells it. Someone was miserable, and the advice wasn't deep analysis. It was, go serve someone. Bring them a glass of water. Simple acts.
Takes you out of your own head?
Completely. Breaks that self-absorption. She also mentions Maunavasha meditation and service leading to less crime. Powerful stuff.
Okay, manifestation, making things happen.
Declaring intentions out loud helps, especially with supportive people. It strengthens the signal.
But it's not instant magic.
No, she's clear on that. It takes work. Mental, physical, emotional, spiritual discipline, meditation, exercise, reprogramming beliefs. Clearings can be fast, yeah, but the process takes ongoing effort.
Like the 10 minutes meditation, 30 minutes rebounding she suggests?
Those are key practices she recommends daily, yes.
Right. So with everything feeling so fast these days, the global community, overwhelm, how do we cope?
That's a big one. Life is faster, multiple careers, people moving more. Her number one tool, back to intuition.
Listen, trust follow, all day long.
All day long. Learn to tell the difference between that quiet, encouraging inner voice and the loud, critical ego. And then the discipline to just ignore the ego.
And trust that things will be okay if you're centered.
Everything is and will be okay when you're anchored in that inner knowing.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, we create our reality. Peace comes from inside, regardless of outside chaos. Like she says, you are always home when you're grounded in your knowingness.
Focus on what is working again.
Yes. Look for the magic, the miracles like a kid. See overwhelm as maybe just an attitude, a belief that might not even be true. She found that herself, shifting from feeling overwhelmed to feeling peaceful.
Meditation is key for hearing the inner voice.
Absolutely. And it's great for your brain, your body. A brain vacation, she calls it.
Then movement releases emotion.
Yep. Rebounding, dancing, walking, yoga, whatever works. Motion releases excess emotion. Simple but powerful. Meditation and exercise really set the foundation.
But it takes effort. It's not a passive thing.
Definitely not a quick fix. But it leads to a quality of life, she believes, that we all deserve, that we're worth. And she reminds us how important each of us is to the planet.
We also got that great listener feedback, didn't we, about the article, Love the One You're With?
We did, published in the Bellingham Muse. The core message was that classic, put your oxygen mask on first idea. Love yourself first.
And the listener really connected with that.
Yeah, especially as someone who tends to give a lot. It was a wake-up call about neglecting self-care. They felt really inspired to consciously love and cherish themselves more. It's a great example of the impact.
Definitely. So wrapping this up, let's quickly recap the big takeaways for the learner.
Okay.
We've got the power of intuition, the need for present moment connection in relationships, seeing money as energy.
Finding your unique mission through that inner guidance, the amazing benefits of service, and realizing you actively create your reality through mindset.
So some things to maybe try. Pay more attention to those gut feelings. Practice really listening. Maybe identify limiting beliefs about money or your potential, reflect on childhood passions, even tiny acts of service, and definitely make time for quiet listening and some movement.
And maybe a final thought to chew on. Which voice do you listen to most? The ego's loud demands or that quieter inner guidance?
Yeah.
What could change if you intentionally tilted the balance towards that inner wisdom? What missing piece of your life's puzzle are you ready to explore now?